Hi there, Virgo. Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This is your monthly tarot reading for June 2019. For all of those of you with Virgo as your sun, moon or rising sign. So what we have here, Virgo, is underneath the wand we have an overarching energy or theme for the month for you, usually linked to the karmic lesson that you're focusing on right now. We have 4 cards, one for each week of the month, with clarifiers from a separate deck. Although we've drawn them sort of in the order of one for each week, we won't necessarily read them in that order as energies sort of interlink and combine. We have 2 cards for romance here and 2 cards for job, business or career. So let's go ahead and reveal your theme energy for the month of June 2019. We have Starseed. Now guys, Starseed is the equivalent to the Fool in the Rider Tarot deck. And can I say that for June, this card is showing up all over the place. So there's definitely a lot of shifts happening. You know, it's sort of the time of the year I feel that a lot of things end and new beginnings start. It's definitely strongly representing for many different signs at the moment. So, you know, with the Starseed card, it really asks you to have faith and take a leap of faith into a new beginning without necessarily knowing where you're being led by the universe and not really knowing necessarily what the final destination or end point is, but trusting in that process and committing to the journey. Trusting the journey and taking those first tentative steps, even though you may not quite know where you're going at this stage. And yes, there may be, you know, challenges ahead if you're starting out on a new road, but at this stage, on the onset, you're not really thinking about that. You're just hungry for the change because it's the right time for you. You know, you really want to go forth and conquer, new challenges and, release the past. It's really a strong transitional energy of, moving on from past situations and starting out on a new journey. So let's dive in to the cards here. So not surprisingly, you have the World as one of your first energies of the month here. So yep, absolutely, something is finishing, and that's why we have this very strong foundation of new beginnings coming through as your guiding energy of the month. So the World, let's have a look here. Now this actually came out with the 10 of Wands, which we'll get to in a moment. So the World energy comes up when a karmic cycle is completing, a life lesson is completing. So the World is the last card in the tarot deck, and it really sort of says to you, you've arrived or made it, you've gotten the learning that you needed to out of that situation, so now it can complete. Now you'll notice the character in the card is literally stepping through this karmic hoop. And what that really means is that, it's like a sliding door situation. When one lesson or journey finishes, the next journey starts immediately and you take those first tentative footsteps into new territory. So the World, indicates that what the Magician set out to manifest through intention as the first card in the tarot deck has now completed in the World, and it's time to move on to new lessons. So what's completing for you, or this situation? Well, look, I strongly feel like it's a situation that has weighed heavily on you. We have, the 10 of Wands here next to Devil energy. So I really feel like it's a situation that's made you feel bound. It's literally put the weight on your shoulders, and you've been the one that's had to sort of carry the weight of that, carry the extra load. You're the one that's been burdened by it and been held down. Maybe it's you that, knew something that, you haven't shared with other people, and you've been carrying the burden of having that information. Either way, I really feel like the situation with the Devil energy here has taken a lot of energy from you. If you look at the Devil here, he has the bat wings. He sort of has that ability to suck the life force out of you, really weigh you down, make you feel heavy and tired in that energy. So if we look underneath the devil energy here, just to clarify the situation a little bit more, we have the Queen of Crystals, which is the Queen of Pentacles, essentially, with the Ten of Swords. So I feel like the situation could have involved a betrayal with a earth sign female, so Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. So, with the Ten of Swords here, again, it's that sort of, they're different but sort of similar in a sense to the Ten of Wands. It's a situation that's really made you feel, it's made you feel hurt. It's made you feel tired, maybe even stabbed in the back, a sense of betrayal. So, earth sign female here with the Queen of Crystals could be a mother-in-law, a woman who's, in a position of authority or older than you, a colleague, mentor, boss. And I really feel like there has been a situation here, whether it was harsh words said or, them maybe exercising sort of control over you in the house. Something has gone on and you've literally been feeling extremely drained and, weighed down by the situation, stabbed in the back. It's made you tired. It sucks your energy. With the devil energy there, it's almost like you haven't really had the choice to get away from the situation. And that's why I'm feeling like it could either have been a family member or a colleague, a mentor or boss. Because if you're in the situation, for example, if it's your mother-in-law or mother or an older sister, an auntie or something like that, they're family, and it's likely that you can't express yourself, you can't tell other family members, you can't say how you really feel, and that makes you feel quite bound and shackled to the situation. And same, as said, if it's a work situation, you may not be able to speak out against that person. You may know that they've been, doing something behind the scenes or not being fair in some way. Or there's a situation of even bullying or something like that, but you're worried about your own position, so you really have that devil energy of you sort of can't really do anything about it even though you want to. So it's really time to free yourself from that energy, and with 2 number 10s here, that's absolutely coming to completion for you at the start of the month here. And I feel like the situation's it's literally put you in a hard spot. It's put you in a situation sort of between 2 swords, really, between 2 options. Do you say something or do you not? Do you reveal it? Do you not? What do you do? I really feel like you've been quite torn by this situation. The Two of Swords talks about being bound in decision making, being blindfolded, not knowing what to do, especially if you're bound by this devil energy. And sometimes it's that situation, I'm hearing the saying, better the devil you know than you don't know. So it's almost like, you sort of have an intimate relationship in respects with this person. So it's not like you can really, you know that something underhand is going on, but you feel that you can't really come out about that situation. Otherwise, you also become, you move sides from an ally to, one of the people that's a part of a problem in the situation. So yeah, definitely hard decision making, not knowing what to do, not knowing how to release yourself from the situation, feeling like you're weighing up 2 equal situations where both have pros and cons, both have something to be gained, something to be lost. So it's a very interesting energy there, but yeah, really ready to complete. Okay, so in the 3rd week of June, here we have you moving back into your power. And here you are, Empress. This is the card of Virgo. This is you. So really it's like the page is turning around about the middle of the month. And we sort of see this reference to decision making and almost wanting to make a fresh start. I think this is where you say, well, I really want to make a fresh start, under that starseed full energy. So whether that means, changing jobs, in some way releasing yourself from the situation, this is where you actually do that and you start plotting that, that path ahead, plotting that new journey. You can see in the Two of Wands here, the character's looking out to more fertile horizons, looking out to greener pastures and sort of really wanting to be in that action. sort of sick of being, stuck or chained in this old energy. But he's literally got one wand of the past tethered here to the castle and a hand on the future wand. So it's almost like being, having one foot out and one foot in, not quite taking that leap beyond the comfort zone quite yet, but that energy is brewing. The energy is, starting to stir, really need to be released from the situation. But you're gathering your power with the Empress energy, moving back into your energy center. The Empress, is your card. It's the card of Virgo. But as you may know, she births new beginnings as well. She's a, beautiful match here to that starseed energy. She's very fertile with fresh new ideas, and, she has the opportunity and the pure potential to birth that new start that you're so hoping for, or to give you the power to resolve the situation. I think that's what it could be too, whether you're actually physically going to make a change or whether you're just going to confront the situation head on. You'll be able to do that under this Empress energy here. This is you in your power. And then in the last week of June here, look at this, the Sun card bursting through. So this is such a positive omen after this energy here. Look at it in contrast to the Devil. Couldn't be much different. This is where that really light, cleansing, healing energy comes in for you. And this is your omen to say that you're really protected and you're being divinely guided into your next chapter. So it really is like having that, that universal energy looking down over you in a strong sense of protection. And if you think about light, it's cleansing. This is really like washing away the remnants of this heavy energy and telling you that, it's going to be all right. And this is the point where it all starts to shift for you. So we have that clarified with the Chariot. So beautiful omen again of moving forward. Got all the forward movement cards here in a row. And the Chariot is about, moving forward through your own intention. You don't sort of need to wait for others. It's really, you have the power to do that right now. It's about balancing any opposing forces within you through the power of your mind, and through that you'll have the opportunity to move forward. We do have the Chariot again here as well, but just to look at the imagery in the Rider deck of the Chariot, you'll see here the two sphinxes, black and white, representing those opposing forces. And then you'll notice that the driver of the Chariot doesn't have physical reins. Instead, he carries this wand, and this represents the fact that he can move forward and rein in these opposing forces to propel him on his way using just thought and intention alone. He doesn't need that physical force. So this is where you reclaim your energy, bring everything to alignment, and move forth underneath this beautiful sun energy here coming through. Now, with the Chariot here in this position, it can also indicate that whatever issues that you're moving out of, that they didn't have anything to do with you. And there is also that link back to the mother or the motherland energy with the Chariot, which does potentially tie into this Queen of Crystals energy of the fact that the situation could have involved somebody in a sort of a mothering position of you. So either way, you're moving on from that energy towards the end of the month. And I think you have spent the time, reassessing the situation and figuring out what to do. You've really evaluated the situation, and you've worked out when is the right time to resolve and move forward. So it has actually been a sense of gradual change, and that is something that can happen when the Chariot energy comes in. It can ask you to stop and reassess before you move forward, and I think that's what you've actually been doing throughout the month and probably leading up to this month as well. So yeah, absolutely beautiful, strong energy here. Everything's definitely working out in your favor towards the end of the month, and this situation is coming to light. With the sun energy, it's likely it's going to illuminate any issues in this situation. The truths will come out, things will be revealed. It's going to shine light on that devil energy, and things will come out. And if in the situation, just got another insight there that you've been made to look like you were the one in the wrong, or you were the one stirring trouble, that's definitely going to come to light. The sun is a strong omen of, you know, you're in the right, you're protected, and that will all come out, and then you can just move on from the situation. You know, look at the horse here, just galloping out of the scene onto freedom, basically. Yeah, this is where you really get released from that situation. It's beautiful energy, guys. And doing so from in your power center as well. So let's go to your love cards here. Six of Cups, another card that's showing up all over the place at the moment. And the Chariot again. So a couple of different readings of this. This could be, you know, you moving on to a new sense of love. You know, moving on to a love with somebody from the past here. You know, the Six of Cups can connect with, you know, people from your childhood or people from your past. You could even be physically going to visit somebody from your past, and you might find a connection with them. They might be visiting you. It could be a person, not necessarily from the past, but someone that you've met in your motherland, where you come from, your hometown, whether you met them recently on a trip there or, you know, from time ago from your childhood. But there's strong potential that you may connect with a person from this situation. So that's really interesting energy there, guys. Six of Cups is a, you know, it's a beautiful card. It is a love card. You know, giving and receiving love. You know, feeling. Look at these cups with all these fertile blooms in them. It's like new seeds of love growing. So, you know, maybe even your feelings will change for someone. Could be something that started off as a friendship, and all of a sudden it starts to bloom into something more than that. Yeah, really beautiful energy, guys. Definitely love on the cards for you. I also get a strong sense with these two cards here is that you'll actually be feeling a lot more loving within yourself, especially with this energy change up here. I feel like there's also self-love in this message as well. You kind of reclaiming that part of yourself, feeling really positive. You know, you're moving on with your life. You're moving on from a situation that's held you back, and you're just feeling quite light towards the end of the month. So really beautiful energy. So let's look at your work, job and career situation here. Got a couple of things going on. Okay, so the Hermit with the Two of Swords. So again, we've got that sense we've got Two of Swords twice in this reading. So definitely weighing up and reevaluating in your realm of work. And I think that you have sort of had to retreat a little bit, go within yourself and decide what you want moving forward from your work situation, because I just sense that there hasn't been a great level of fulfillment for you. But by sort of going within, you know, really seeking the answers from within you, that's what illuminates your decision making, illuminates the steps that you need to take to move forward in the situation. You know, it could be possible that you're weighing up two quite equal options, stay or go. You know, there's obviously, even if there's some toxicity in a current work situation, there might be good things. The pay might be good. You might like a lot of your colleagues. So it's kind of like, is it, once again, better the devil you know or you don't know? Do you head off into another unknown situation with work that might just have other problems? You know, every workplace has its issues. But, you know, the answers, I think, within you are within you. So that's what you might need to do this month, is just to spend some time really thinking about what you want, and it's going to make you feel much more enlightened in that decision. The other cards that go with this. Okay, Page of Cups. Page of Cups is a really, you know, creative energy. So I think it's possible that you really want more from your role. You want something that fulfills you creatively, and you want a sense of fun in your work. It's likely that it's been quite heavy leading up till now. It's been a bit of a test of faith. You know, you've had to have resilience. And I think that, you know, you really just want something a lot more lighthearted now, and that's what you're working towards. So maybe that's the decision, is do you stay in a role that, even though it might pay the bills and the pay might be good, it's got a sense of heaviness about it. But really what you want is something a lot more creative and lighthearted. And that might be where your skills really lie. So it might be sort of giving up the things like the money and maybe a better commute, to actually move on to what really fulfills you and what really works with your skills and talents and what really aligns. So yeah, if you're seeking that alignment, there may be change that needs to be made. But you're weighing up not equal things, but it's like it sort of has an equal weighting. So you'll may lose some things, but you'll gain other ones. So you really need to decide what's important to you this month with work. And you'll do that by going into that hermit energy, and that's when you'll feel enlightened, and it will illuminate the way that you need to move forward on that. So there you go, Virgo. That's your June reading. Lots going on, some really strong, beautiful energies here, strong new beginning energy, divine guidance, being looked after by the universe. We have darkness coming to light. We have that working out in your favor. Truths being revealed, you being the person being released from that, especially if you've actually been in the public eye, being made to feel like anything is your fault. It's all coming out in the wash, and we've got beautiful, strong chariot energy of you moving on to a much, much brighter situation into July. So that's your reading there, Virgo. I hope you enjoyed it. If it resonated for you, feel free to comment on the video. Let me know how it all unfolds for you. I'd love to hear, and we'll see you for your July reading soon.